Let me have your older sister, please. Oh, this music is kind of fire though. Ooh. Where the heck they get this? YouTube Studios? I like the vibe. Are you complimenting his art or are you disrespecting it? Why is that on the table in the first place? Is she that financially well? Hey, banger opening though. Yeah, but I feel like you should be branching out to more customers. So I'm assuming this dude's actually gay. Yo, I've actually been to like a tennis match before. Quite a lot of times. They did a lot of moaning. Okay, he's just copying it though. See, look, she's even laughing. I don't think that's his style in the first place though. What the fuck? Yes. Okay, at least he knows the difference. What? Bro, I can't with these fucking characters, man. I don't know, bro. I don't think she's inexperienced.
Bro, you could have just said no, or like maybe say shit like it's weird. His ass goes, huh?
And that's the bro, these motherfuckers are. Calm down, these are children. These are children. Himari's brother. I think he's gay. Slapping your older sister's cheeks. Yeah, guess what? His ass cannot be doing that. Trying to burn off the rubber from his wheels. Are you with? You know what she looks like here? She looks like a twink. I'm just pointing out the obvious. It's a threesome date. Bro, it's just every single. Oh my gosh, stop acting like this. No disrespect again. Why are you acting like this? I like this more. Okay, it's a little bit more calm. Nice, it's a little bit more calm. I like this. Don't have to go crazy talking. I just said, bro. Ooh. What? Yo, can your bitch ass just shut the Normally she just would have been like, hey, can you stop doing that in a joking manner, and then it's over. It's done. She goes out of the screen and then suddenly bang, Himari is already in. Bro, normally if someone did that, where she made a joke about her being sexy, just try to cover it up, and then the other guy blushes, maybe scratches the back of his head, looks away, and then it's over. Like, give me a second, guys. Let me just lock in for this whole episode. What? She's just asking as a genuine question, as a hobby. Okay, the thing that's low-key pissing me off is the pacing. She's trying to get an answer from him, immediately internal monologues, and then it's like, you know what, I'll just discuss it at the end of the episode. Look, it's Enomoto. I've actually would have just preferred it if it was a random girl. Guess what, she still has the flower. That's why she has those hairpins right now. Yep, red like a fucking book. Oh, y'all are not fucking elementary students right now. Y'all are not elementary students right now. If this was in fucking elementary, I would have let it slip. I would have. My fucking goodness, bro. But I'm sad because in reality, I actually like the
boy that's the MC, but you know, I can never be in a relationship with him because clearly he likes someone else since he was a kid.
bitch. I don't give a fuck, bro. Okay, thank goodness that was over. I'ma tell you my fucking thoughts about this full episode. If you didn't like that reaction, I'm genuinely sorry. Okay, I normally would have just been like, I either have two options. Do I become a lapdog and just sit throughout this whole episode going, yeah? No, okay, this is my perspective. This is my reaction. This is how I feel about the episode. I'm sorry if it looks like I'm stepping on other people. If that's what it seems like, I genuinely am sorry. I just get really riled up when it comes to these kinds of anime. You know, so it kind of just like overwhelms me. But let's just wait until this ED finishes, and then I'll go talk about it a little bit more. Alright, now the ED is actually freaking done. Okay, look. Before I go dive into this and everything and all that, right? Yes, it did seem like I was going a bit crazy when, like, in this whole episode. Honestly, I felt like I was a little bit more emotional, very animated throughout this whole episode. But I'm a little bit more. So at the end of this episode, of course, you're gonna get my full, cleared up, you know, no crazy reactions or being very going mental about certain things, right? In this show. So first glaring topic that I want to talk about first is the show in particular has this almost odd kind of, you know, I don't want to say pacing. It's not more on pacing, but rather how fast, or no, my bad. Not how fast the anime is going, but rather how they made this episode, right? So you have certain scenarios, for example, where the girl, Enomoto, right? She, you know, right around the end of the episode, she goes on to ask you, right? Not you, but why you, the MC, right? She goes ask the MC that why does he like flowers? And then the MC is just like, oh, what the heck? Like, she's just asking you, like, that's the one thing I want to mention first, right? She's asking you a genuine question. She's interested, right? I don't know why this freaking camera is bugging me off, but yeah, she goes on and says, why do you like flowers? And he's like, oh my gosh, why? Right? It's a genuine question she was asking. She wanted to know. You could have said anything, why it became your hobby, you know, the real reason behind why you like flowers in the first place. No problem. I would have been fine with that. Absolutely, right? But you see, not only does he become flustered about it, I don't know why you're going to be flustered about a genuine question like that, but at the same time, he goes on to do an internal monologue. So not only do you have enough time to sink in, right, when she asked that question, because you could see that they put a little bit more effort when she was revealing that question. You know, her area, you know, everywhere around her starts to shine a little bit more, like things are starting to become bright. You have this almost flowery sense, right? When you're looking at her, the music as well comes in. So it's like a multifaceted attack, right? So now what ends up happening is you need that feeling to sink in, right? So it hits you. But here's the thing, not only does it hit you, he becomes flustered, and then afterwards he does his internal monologue. So not only do I not have enough time to process that, to sink in her feelings, right, her emotions, but rather we're instantly hit with the main MC's feelings, what he thinks, and then his internal monologue. So not only do I have to process her emotions, her feelings, but we also have to process the MC's feelings. I can't feel any kind of investment or attachment. I genuinely cannot. Okay, and this like just ends up encompassing like the whole episode as well. I mean, I'm starting to have problems with some of the personalities of these characters. um um you go look at Himari, right? Himari, and she's like energetic, no problem. That's her character, right? Then we have the guy over here who gets who panics every fucking 2 seconds, internal monologues every 2 fucking seconds, and then he gets flustered at everything. Okay, no problem, no problem, no problem. Then we have Enomoto, right? She's the more shyer character, right? Apparently she's the same as like the MC. The MC is shy as well. Oh wow. Okay, so now they have similarities when it comes to their personality. Okay, but that'll be later. So she goes on and she's like, see, she's also shy. It's kind of difficult for her to express her feelings and all that, right? But guess what? She has some kind of connection to DMC because of the childhood and everything, right? But the way she acts, I mean, that instant switch, suddenly now she's comfortable with the MC, right? I feel like it doesn't feel right. To me, when I go look at that situation, the revelation happens, right? Now she knows that the guy in front of her was, the kid from before. She probably knew it like maybe, way past that moment, way past that situation. She probably did, right? She probably did. That's why she was very happy about it. But like, I honestly think she should have been a little bit more reserved. That was what I expected more. Because what happened, it was almost like she immediately opened up. She immediately opened up, and now not only does the MC have a quote unquote good relationship with Himari. I just hit my microphone. Not only does the MC have a good relationship with Himari, but now he also is starting to develop a good relationship quite easily with Enomoto. My problem is that there was almost like no resistance. Where's the fucking resistance? And I don't mean like, oh, she's stopping him from becoming friends or all that, right? Like, no, there's always gonna be things that are just like she's gonna start overthinking, or maybe he's gonna start overthinking, and then it's like added factors that kind of lead to them slowly but surely opening up to each other in the next few episodes, right? Unfortunately, that doesn't happen. So what now? Now what's gonna happen is, let me guess, the main character is gonna end up falling more and more for that girl because now he found out that it was her. But guess what? She's also open to the idea. So now the more likely relationship to happen is between two of them. But then guess what? The author probably decided, because he wanted to make sure that this was gonna be fucking interesting. He wanted to make it look like that the route was already going to Enomoto. But guess what? Something's gonna happen in the future. He's gonna end up picking up the blue-haired girl, which never really happened in the first place. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, bro. Every single rom-com that ever had a black-haired girl, okay, that acted very shy, very reserved, and was mostly the more composed one in the anime, tend to be the one to win, right, at the end. If it's not a composed shy girl, it would be the girl with the long hair. Okay, it's always the girl with the long hair, never the girl with the short hair. I mean, bro, Niseko is such a good example, right? Oregairu is another fucking example. Guess what the fuck happened there, gang? Guess what the fuck happened there? So you're telling me the girl in Nisekoi, Onodera, man, the one with the short blue hair, and then he ends up picking the blonde long hair girl. Okay, that was my first experience with that. Okay, no problem. Okay, Oregairu. What about with Oregairu? Oh shit! It's not Yui. Oh, but isn't she the one that's like, more hyperactive? I mean, you go look at Nisekoi, right? And like, Chitoge is more similar. Well, actually, not really though. She's not really similar to what do you call this? To Okay, listen to me. I just got an epiphany. What was it called again? Eureka? I don't know. Give me a second. Listen to me. I mentioned, right, that Chitoge's personality in Nisekoi, I recommend you to watch that anime or read the manga if you want to, right? she had a little bit more of a louder personality compared to Onodera. Onodera was the more timid, was the more shy one. So now people would start picking up the argument that, wait a minute, but you did say a few minutes ago that she was the shy one. She was the reserved type. Listen to me. So, right? So, remember how I mentioned to you that it was almost like in this episode 2 of Can a Boy Girl Friendship Survive, right? The first thing that I mentioned was resistance. Resistance? What about resistance? What about if you know you're finally getting it, okay, you could probably skip this part. But see, listen to me, right? What do I mean by resistance? So, okay, I realize I might have been like whispering for a little bit. I'm kind of scared that my microphone is bugging out because sometimes the audio goes crazy. You know what I mean? Like it's peaking. I don't know why my microphone does that. So I'm whispering right now just in case. Worst case scenario, my microphone's peaking for some reason. But let's continue. So, right, Chitoge compared to Onodera, she's the loud one. But guess what? She frequently fought with Ichijo. That's his name, right? Ichijo? It's not Ichigo. That's the one thing I always was confused. Ichijo, right? Yeah, Raku Ichijo, right? She was always not in an argument. I mean, yeah, in a fucking argument with Ichijo, bro. She was fighting with him. They did not like each other, right? The path with the most resistance. Guess who ends up marrying him? The blondie. It's kind of funny though, because I also supported Chitoge. And then in Oregairu, Yui Gahama is the more louder, right, type. But she's friendly. Okay? But guess what? Yes, Yukinon might be reserved, shy type, similar to Onodera. But guess what? Resistance. You see where I'm getting at? There's some form of resistance, and that ends up becoming a problem because it's like now the guy actually has something to work for. Oh shit. It's all coming back to reality, bro. The guys always want a challenge for some reason. They always want a challenge, right? They don't want the girl that already loves them. And now in Can a Boy-Girl Friendship Survive, it seems to be that the path of most resistance ended up becoming the path of least resistance. And now there's a shift in the character dynamic. Now it's Himari that would most likely become the path of most resistance, but she still acts a lot friendly to the guy, so it wouldn't be crazy if she would enact on her own some kind of aggressive action to try to win him over. Although to me, I'm already at this point of this series where I just don't really support any of the characters. First of all, I do want to mention this, right? I feel like a lot of the characters are way too eccentric, right? And that's always a problem with me and anime, right? They tend to do that a lot. It's like, so the side character, this guy who's like using a fan, right? So they tried to make him a little bit more odd, right, to say the least, where he would make remarks about the MC, how he's like kind of like a wingman to him, or like he's also done a few jokes about him, but he kind of acts this like high and mighty, but it's in a joking way. So it's like, okay, another energetic person. And then you have Himari, who's really rowdy, very rough, and really loud. Okay, highly energetic person. And then we have Yu-chan. Wait, not Yu-chan, my bad. Enomoto, right? Now we have Enomoto, who tends right, who was associated with being shy, with being reserved. But guess what? Guess what? Her ass over here holding that Himari, bro. She was holding Himari's head, trying to like, be all crazy. Look. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. Is Yukinon doing that shit? Fucking way. Or is Onodera doing that shit? Fucking way, bro. Ain't no fucking way they ain't. So that's my problem. That's my problem with the show. It's the fact that there's so much happening in one episode, not in a good way. A good example would be to be Hero X. Okay, if you've seen that anime, I'm reacting it on the channel, right? That is how you deal with pacing, right? That's how you deal with the characters. You don't reveal too much, you don't go crazy too much, but you go crazy when you need to, right? That's what I like about that show. Okay, that's what I like about To Be Hero X, because they were still able to flesh out with the amount of characters they have on the screen. You don't need to focus on the side characters. They're there to assist the main characters. But sometimes even the side characters in this anime are starting to, take up the spotlight. You have the big brother over here being like, my brother-in-law. Let me treat you to some luxurious sushi. Okay. You know what I mean? And then now you also have like some of his class, like his close male friend, forgot his name, don't really give a fuck about his name. So yeah, it's just a variety of things to me that are just dragging the show around. I feel like if they would have, maybe toned down on all the energetic activity, I probably would have looked at it and be like, okay, yeah, I'm absolutely enjoying it. Am I saying that this thing needs to be realistic? No, but let me tell you this, okay? If the way that they talk to each other and the way that they express their emotions with each other is barely any form of like realism, and everyone's just moving at 100%, I'm not gonna fully enjoy it. Okay, because like everyone now is operating at 100% emotion. I'm like, okay, do I invest in this person? Do I invest in this person? If everyone was just a little bit more relaxed, put it at 50, bro. Put it at 50. Himari wasn't as rowdy, say for example, but that removes a lot of the show. Unfortunately, that's what you're gonna be trampling on. That is what you're gonna be trampling on. So you either go for like, to me, I go look at the show, I treat it as fast food. It's fast food, okay? But guess what? I love fast food. I eat fast food from time to time, and I enjoy the meals. But you only eat it in short bursts, right? And because of it, and because you eat it in short bursts, you have to get as much action as much as possible, and that ends up becoming negative. So it's good for a bit, but not too much of it. So now imagine having to watch not only 1, 2, 3, but 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 episodes of this. My ass is not gonna survive. My ass is generally not gonna survive. But yeah, if you think like my reaction is a little bit negative, I'm sorry, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna try to be honest, right? I'm absolutely gonna be honest when it comes to this. It's the same thing. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. My bad. I was trying to burp. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. Absolutely. No plan on sugarcoating anything. Because I never liked sugarcoating in the first place. I'm lying to myself and I'm lying to you. Right? This is my genuine reaction. This is my honest reaction. Sure, maybe the way I reacted in the anime could have been like, oh my gosh, bro. Like you're way too overreacting. True, that part is acting, okay? None of that is real. Absolutely. That's just acting for the sake of views. Like, if you ever see me react like that, in the last few minutes of, you just, the red bar, drag it over to the last, reactions I had in this episode, not real. Whatever I said there, that was just for the sake of acting. Like, absolutely not real. It's just that, now you're getting my real side. But yeah, I mean, if you do like this episode, if you do like this anime in general, and how, you feel like it's going to be, going in the right direction, go ahead, enjoy it as much as possible, right? I'm not gonna stop you. I'm not gonna say shit like, oh, let me change your opinion. No, this is an anime. Share your opinions. Share why it's good. Now let me tell you some of the good parts. Visuals. Visually, very nice. The show is very nice. I like the colors. Very vibrant. I like the vibe. I like it. It's good. It captures the main essence of the show, right? It's bright. I like that, right? But unfortunately, when you got bright things and very energetic people, it just feels like an oversaturated show. But I won't let I won't stop myself praising the visual aspects of the show because it is nice. The soundtrack, I like it. I like it. It's a little bit of a modern twist. It's not your usual anime music, so it feels fresh. It feels hip. And I do enjoy it. I do like the vibrance. I do like the energeticness of some of the soundtracks that they use. I honestly feel like it's like a mixture of jazz, pop, or something. I don't know. Not really pop, but yeah, jazz kind of vibe, lo-fi a little bit even. And I really like it. I really like it. The soundtrack. Voice acting, not really that much of a problem with it. Just a problem with the dialogue in general, and like maybe the pacing of the story, and like how the story is structured. I'm still getting pissed over the fact that bro over here internal monologues in a scene where I should be sinking in the emotion of a girl who was just, who apparently was asking a very important question. I didn't even think it was going to be an important question, but apparently it was. But yeah, I like the idea. I like the premise. This guy has a hobby of flowers. He goes on to say that he's like shy and reserved, but guess what? He's like flustered all the time, and apparently he's like capable of being able to converse properly with other people. I mean, you're not shy, brother. You're not shy. You're far from shy. I still remember that in episode 1 he said he's gloomy. I'ma slap, not your face. I wanna slap your cheeks, brother. And I'll grip on that cheek and never let go of it, okay? Until you feel my grip imprint on your ass cheek. Okay? Alright, okay, alright. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm not a big fan of him. The way he acts, he says just like he's shy, he's gloomy and all that. Like, no, bro, no. We barely even got to see, like, yeah, he was apparently like what? Was he bullied? I don't think he was ever bullied. Nothing. It was never shown that he was bullied, right? But yeah, it was like I can't really relate with him. I can't really relate with the guy, cause like if he didn't say shit like he was gloomy or shy, I would have been like, yeah, I could relate to that. You know what I mean? You could act like that, especially with people you're comfortable with. That's absolutely freaking fine. But it seems like bro over here doesn't have any problem conversing with other people, and that's fine. Just don't label yourself as gloomy, or don't label yourself as shy, because you're far from it. You're a far cry from all of it, right? I look, maybe it's just me. I have a huge pet peeve when it comes to anime, right? I don't know why, but every single fucking time some Japanese author decides, hey, you know what? I'm gonna make my MC. He makes the MC as like a guy who you look at. You look at this guy, this guy's getting pegged on every fucking Friday or Saturday afternoon. I am not trolling. That is exactly how I feel. I look at this guy over here, right? In this anime, I'm watching him. He's getting all flustered and all that. I'm like, I would have been fine, right? If he acted like this, right? Example for the scene when they were like trying to use Enomoto as like the model, right? And then Himari says, "Oh, don't you notice? Like she's kind of sexy in here, right?" And then Enomoto starts blushing. She's like, "Oh shit," right? Like, what do you mean sexy? She could have asked that. What do you mean sexy? And then, maybe try to cover herself as like a way to, like, I don't know, like a reaction, an instant reaction, right? I would have been fine if he reacted with, like, he was just scratching, like, in the cheek and then just trying to look away, right? But you could still see he's blushing. You don't have to be fucking flustered every single fucking second as if you're like, you don't need to. Sometimes those small bits, those small details are all that matters. If she notices that you're blushing, you're looking away, or maybe you're giving out a small smirk, right? I feel like, oh shit. You know what I mean? That's how I feel like. But nah, my guy over here decides to be like, oh shit, man, I'm sexy. What do you mean sexy? Genuinely fucking pissing me off. So yeah, that's kind of like just some of the main gripes I have with the show, and I really want to mention it. It won't stop me from finishing it though. Hopefully it fucking redeems itself in the next episodes, because I generally do like the premise. I like the direction, I like the idea. It's just the execution, the character dialogues, the character personalities don't really match up, right? But who knows? I hope I'm wrong. Have a blessed day, afternoon, evening, everybody. I'll see you all on the next episode. Sayonara.